Hello and welcome back. My name is Dave. It's been a little while. I've been rather busy, haven't we all? But now I'm back and we got Lone Survivor. It's a nice little film with Mark Wahlberg in and a few other big name cast members from other films you may not have heard of. I don't think I have really. One of them being Taylor Kitsch of Battleship. The one with Rihanna in it. Not the best film where she starred in, but I don't think she's much of an actor, but there we go. Emily Hirsch, some Savages? I've never heard that film, Savages, before. I never heard the actors either, so there's too few, so let's get into a bit more. So yeah, it's a nice little film, well acted, well presented. It's for US Navy SEALs in Afghanistan. Basically, they are on a nice little mission of their own. They got to go and neutralize Al Qaeda's sort of little plans. It's like a high level operative. High level operative in the forest of Afghanistan. Bit of a weird thing, really, because you don't really think Afghanistan, US SEALs or whatever, you know, and Al Qaeda. You sort of think of Afghanistan as more desert-like and less forest. But it seems to be a bit more different than usual. It's rather fresh, actually. It's different. I like it. It gets a bit more exciting and a nice little approach to actually giving some, you know, like I said, being in the forest rather than the desert is really quite nice. And they really do bounce off nicely for each other in the acting skills and the presenting of the actual film, how it all works. But yeah, the four soldiers here, US soldiers here, get sort of surrounded, as it were, by the Taliban or the enemy, and basically got to fight for survival. And it's kind of like 4 against sort of, say, 30. It seems very unlikely the US soldiers will survive or get out alive, such, but somehow it seems to go down quite well for them, as you know, being US, the US seems to really appreciate their soldiers. And just, you know, they seem to survive longer than anyone else does. Let's put it that way. But it's a nice film and it's quite exciting. It's well scripted, well plot, and it's just, well done film. Really, I quite enjoy it. There's a lot of flaws to it as usual. Like any film, you always get something not quite right. Sometimes I think they use the terms in terms of use of language sometimes as like for one soldier to the next, maybe not quite right, I don't know, or maybe they ain't got the quite right people for the acting of the roles they're trying to put in. Or sometimes down to the uniform or maybe location. Maybe, of course, you can't make it absolutely factual and on par of what actually happened. It's based on a true story, but doesn't mean it's a true story. Where they're writing themselves for film, which is sometimes think is actually true. You hear a lot of hearsay, people say one thing, you see it in the film, you think that's the way it works, but sometimes it's not actually that case. But for just taking it as a film about soldiers fighting, it's really well done. I should take it on based on that. So yeah, it's Mark Wahlberg. Like I said, you wouldn't really think it's him somehow. It took me a while to try and figure out it was him. It's sort of like not overly focused on him, which is quite nice. It's more spread out throughout the characters, your cast members, your soldiers, as it were. So they do not focus on one person, which is nice, and I quite appreciate that. I hate when films you get the main character always focused upon, and it sort of ruins it for me. It just drags away from everything else, and everyone else's hard work put into their acting and into the film itself. It takes too much credit away. One person comes to mind is Dwayne Johnson in the Fast and Furious films. It was really good. They sort of had it spread out before he came in, and as soon as he came in, and I think in Fast 5 it just seems to be focused on him. It just seems to be him all the time now. I just don't fancy it. It sort of put me off the franchise in a way. So, but I know it's a standalone film, but it's quite different. So yeah, an action-packed experience by Loaded. Apparently they really quite enjoyed it. So Lone Survivor tells the incredible true story of 4 Navy SEALs on a covert mission to neutralize a high-level Al-Qaeda operative in the mountains of Afghanistan. Ambushed, isolated, and surrounded by a much larger force of Taliban, they confront unthinkable odds together. Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch, Emily Hitch, Ben Foster play this small band of courageous men who fight their strength and resilience to stay alive in the fight, basically to finish, get to the finish. Yes, I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but it's nice, really good film. I do recommend you at least check this now. It is very different, so. But yeah, on the inside there's not much, of course. It's just basically a disc with a background, black case. Was nice and shiny though, nice and smooth. I like that. Bit different to normal cases, but gripping from start to finish, brilliant and tense, brutal and realistic. Yeah, Lone Survivor, people. Good recommended film for you, and a good one just to add to your collection. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for another film review. Thank you very much, and bye bye.